Hi guys, today we'll see what is object-oriented programming and some of the basic features of the object-oriented programming and real-life examples related to the object-oriented programming. Let us start understanding this. So object-oriented programming is a paradigm or the methodology. So we can say that object-oriented programming is a paradigm or the methodology used to build or design the program using classes and objects. Second point, the core concept of the object-oriented approach is to break the complex problems into the smaller objects. So it is used, the object-oriented programming is used to build the program using the classes and the objects as it provides facility of the modularity. So it is used, it will simplify the software development and the maintenance. So next is some of the basic features of the object-oriented. So we can say that object-oriented programming is a paradigm or the methodology used to design or build the programs by using the classes and the objects, and it will simplify the software maintenance and the development as it provides the facility of breaking down the entire program or the problem into the complex problems into the smaller objects. Next is features of the object-oriented programming. So what are the features? Like classes, objects, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction and encapsulation. These are some of the basic features of the OOPS. So apart from these features, it will also support some of the other features like coupling, cohesion, association, aggregation and composition. So these are some of the basic features of the OOPS. Now let us start understanding what are these features, that is what is class, what is objects, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation one by one with a real life example. First consider what are classes and objects. So what is class? The class is a collection of objects, is called class. So we can say that class is a collection of object. It is logical entity. It is a blueprint from which user can create an individual object. It does not consume any of the space. When you are going to create the class, it will not consume any of the space. Next is, what is object? Object is the instance of the class and it has a state and behavior. So we can say that this class is a collection of objects. Okay, and it is considered as a blueprint from which user can create the object. Now real life example for the class and the object is, now if you consider fruit as a class, so various objects like apple, banana, mango. This is the first example. Day to day life we are seeing fruit. Fruit is a class. Then the apple, banana, mango is considered as the objects of the class. Second example, bicycle is an object and it has a state and behaviors. Like as I told, object is an instance of a class is called as a object and it has a state and behavior. Just an example, bicycle, if you consider bicycle as an object, its state will be like idle state, first gear, etc. So these are considered as its state, and behaviors will be like braking, accelerating. So these are considered as a behavior of the bicycle object. Just third example is the dog. If you consider dog as an object and it has a state and behavior, as state will be like its color, name and its breed, and behavior will be wagging the tail, barking and eating. So these are considered as the behavior of the dog object. So we can say that the class is a template for objects and objects are the instances of the class. When an individual objects are created, they will inherit all the variables and methods from the class. So we can think class as a prototype of the house for which we like a house if we consider as a prototype. It will contain the details about the number of floors, doors, windows. Using these descriptions, we can build the house. So when we are constructing the house, okay, it will be having the some of the blueprint like how many doors you want, how many floors, and other details like how many doors, windows. So using these descriptions, we can build the house. So house is an object here. Since many houses can be, we can construct the many houses using the same descriptions. Like that, we can create the many objects from using the same class. So we can say that class is a collection of objects. Object is the instance of the class. So this is about the generalized example or the generalized concepts of the classes and objects. Next one is, what is abstraction? So next concept is abstraction. What is abstraction? Hiding the internal details and showing the functionality is known as abstraction. Means what? It is one of the fundamental concept of the object-oriented programming. It says that it's a process of showing the relevant data and hiding the internal detail. Like unnecessary internal details will not be provided to the user. Just its functionality will be shown to the user is called abstraction. Just an example, when we are going to make a call, just we will dial the number, okay, from the sender, and receiver will receive, and the communication is going to be established between those two guys. But we don't know what actually the internal processing is going on. Second example is, if you are having the account in the Amazon, when you logged in, just you are going to enter its username and the password, and you will press the login button. The details like how the input data will be sent to the Amazon server and how it is been verified is all abstracted from the user. So this is again the one more example for the abstraction. Next one is car system. So car itself is considered as a well-defined object which is composed of several smaller systems like gearing system, steering system, engine, and which in turn will be having their own subsystem. But their detail will be hidden from the user. For the user, the car is considered as a one single object, but internally this will be managed by several subsystems. So internal working of the car, the user will not be knowing. Just he used for riding his purpose. So this is the abstraction. So we can say that abstraction is the process of hiding the internal details or the internal details and showing only the functionality to the end user. This is called as abstraction. Third example, that is third concept of the object-oriented programming is encapsulation. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation is wrapping up of the data and code together into the single unit is known as encapsulation. It's nothing but wrapping up of the data member and the member functions. Member functions, the data member will be acting on the member function into the single unit is known as encapsulation. The best examples for the encapsulation are, like first one, the capsules. Nowadays, day-to-day life, what we are seeing from the medical shop, that is capsules are encapsulated with the different medicines. This is the best example for the encapsulation. Second example is power steering mechanism of the car. So in power steering mechanism of a car is considered as a complex system which internally having the many subcomponents. They are tightly coupled together and they work synchronously to turn the car in the right direction. And even this power steering will control the power which is delivered by the engine to the steering wheel. But to the external world, there is only one interface is available and the rest of the complexity is hidden. The steering unit is complete and independent. It does not affect the functioning of the any other mechanism. So this is the encapsulation. So we can say that encapsulation is the like hiding the or we can say that's a wrapping up of the data, that is the data member and the member function together. So how we are going to create the encapsulation in Java? Okay, we will study it in further more videos. Now next concept is inheritance. What is inheritance? The inheritance is a process of defining the new class called as derived class from the existing class called as base class. So we can say that when one class acquires all the properties and behaviors of the parent class, it is known as inheritance. That is, the inheritance is the process of defining the new class from the base class. Here the derived class will inherit all the properties and the behavior of the base class. Just an example, if we consider vehicle. The vehicle is a base class, which where the car, van, bike, truck, they are all derived from the base class called vehicle. Now, how these will be having the different characteristics, how the inheritance is carried out. So car, what is car here? Car is a vehicle. What are the characteristics of the particular car? Like number of wheels, speed, number of doors, seating arrangements, color, fuel. And its behavior will be like start, brake, accelerate. So next one is bike. So what is bike here? Bike is a vehicle. Its characteristics like number of wheels, speed, color, fuel and saddle height. And its behavior will be start, brake, accelerate. What is vehicle? The van. Van is a vehicle. So it's a basic it's the characteristics. These characteristics actually derived from the base class characteristics also. I'll let you. Okay, in a minute we'll see that one. Okay. Like what are the characteristics of the van? Like number of wheels, speed, number of doors, color, fuel, and number of boxes, load, capacity. And its behavior will be like start, brake, accelerate, and load van. It's a new behavior which is added in the van. What is truck? Truck is a vehicle. The characteristics will be like number of wheels, speed, number of doors, color, fuel, load capacity and size of the container. And its behaviors are like first one start, brake, accelerate, load, container. So the common characteristics which are available whether you see it in the car, bike, truck, van are like number of wheels, speed, number of doors, color, fuel. And behavior will be like start, brake, accelerate. So these are the basic characteristics which are available in the vehicle class. So apart from these basic characteristics, okay, all these basic characteristics are derived in the derived classes also when we are creating the class. But apart from these, so like just an example, here the truck which is considered as a vehicle, it is having all the characteristics from the base class. Along with those characteristics, it will be having their own characteristics and the behavior like load capacity and the size of the container. And the behavior will be load container. Like bike is also having the basic characteristics which are there in the base class. Along with those basic characteristics which are there in the base class, it is also having its own characteristics like saddle height. Like that, other cars and the van is also and truck is also having. So we can say that inheritance is the process of defining the new class called as derived class from the base class, nothing but parent class. So Here the derived class can have all the members and all the characteristics and the behavior from the base class. Apart from those, it can also have its own characteristics and behavior. So this is about the inheritance. Next one is polymorphism. Polymorphism is the polymorphism is the ability of an object to take on many forms. That is the process of representing the one form in a multiple forms. A polymorphism, poly means many. So when one task is going to be performed in the different ways is known as polymorphism. So polymorphism is the ability of an object to take or express it into the multiple forms. Now just an example you consider. Here the picture what I am showing, the task is speaking. When the task needs to be performed by the different objects, the same task is going to be performed in the multiple ways, like quack by the duck, meow by the cat, oof by the dog, and the normal the person will speak now. So one task is going to be performed by the multiple ways or the more than one forms. Another example. So if you are in a class, you will be considered as a student. If you are the same person, if you are at the market, you will be considered as a customer. If you are at a home, you will be considered as a son, brother, or etc. So one person present in a different behaviors. Another example, like man at the same time is father, husband, and employee. So this is called polymorphism. So we can say that polymorphism is a representing the one thing in many forms. Poly is many. Thank you. Kindly subscribe and like our channel for further more videos. Thank you.